Hey guys, Brendan here, and in this video I'm excited to dive into a track built using some truly captivating sounds from the Modal Explorations sound bank of Pigments 6. The track hits with punchy breakbeats, a deep driving bass and shimmering arp melodies that act like ear candy. We're going to break it down section by section to explore how each element brings energy and edge to the arrangement. Let's start by listening to a short excerpt of the track. There's a lot happening in terms of sound design and layering, and it's all used in creative ways. Here's how we'll approach it. We'll begin by focusing on the bass parts, then move on to the main melodies, which were built using multiple separate presets. After that, we'll take a quick look at some melodic filler parts that help with breakdowns and transitions throughout the track. The first bass sound used is called surrender bass, and it comes in right at the beginning of the track, and it sounds quite muted, thanks to some filter cutoff automation. As the track progresses, the cutoff gradually opens up and the tone macro starts introducing drive to the filter, along with super unison FX section, giving it more weight and presence. A little later, between bars 9 and 17, the same preset is reprogrammed to play a staccato line. It's brighter, more rhythmic, working really well with the fast drum pattern. What's cool here is how macro 1, controlling tone and filter movement, combined with different note programming, lets the composer use a single preset for two completely different roles of the track. It's a great example of the variety you can get out of just one sound. As the track builds further, a new bass section comes in between bars 17 and 25. We're now hearing two additional presets with the same note programming, but the character shifts. The first new preset is called Strange Timpani. It uses two model engines and has a snappy filter envelope, giving it a fast, rounded attack that sounds a bit like a punchy 808 style kick. Macro 1 is increasing gradually throughout the phrase, tweaking the brilliance and decay parameters to evolve the sound as it moves forward. There's also a separate mid-range bass layer here, and the preset is called Machinima. It's heavily EQ'd and filtered using live stock effects to bring out just the crispness needed to cut through. Macro 1 here brightens the sound via the brilliance control, and Macro 4 brings in both chorus and a multi-brand compressor at the end of the phrase. Now, let's dig into the melodic side of the track and look at how different sounds interact to create momentum and a cohesive soundscape. Between tracks 12 and 16, we've got a main arp melody, a staccato motif, and a bell-like arp, with two pad-like textures that add tension and atmosphere. Let's hear them together. The first sound comes from a preset called Divided Motion. It's an arpeggiated patch using two model engines with a rich analog-style tone shaped by the low-pass 12 filter. The drive is pushed and the filter's in analog mode, giving the whole thing a warmth and weight. Track 13 features a key preset called Grain Spine. It's stereo panned and works great for short melodic phrases. The reverse switch flips the sample playback for an interesting twist, and the mod wheel narrows the stereo spread, helping the sound sit a bit more focused in the mix. Next up is Take a Break, a slow-moving, evolving pad that's filled with resonance. It's perfect for intros, outros, or any moment in a dense track that needs a sense of stillness or stasis. The motion macro adds subtle movement, with the mod wheel bringing in a deeper randomized pitch modulation that just keeps it feeling alive. On top of that, there's a bell-like arpeggio that accompanies the main melody, and a haunting atmospheric pad called Perpetual. It's got this eerie metallic bowing quality to it, and it evolves unpredictably like a driving swarm of tones. Beyond the main melody themes, there's a few shorter parts here that serve as melodic fillers. These add detail and variation during the transitions or breakdowns. Between bars 8 and 17, we've got a group of 5 tracks. Tracks 19 to 23 that brings in a different type of melodic textures. One of them uses a preset called Beam on Beams, which plays a simple melody that moves down and back up again. It's a tight, bright key sound with a snappy attack. It works really well as ear candy. Another comes from track 22, which uses a preset called Glide Lock. It's a bright arpeggio with a percussive edge and soft dynamic motion. It pairs really nicely with reverse drums and lower pitched bass notes, creating an effective breakdown moment. Finally, track 24 introduces one more melodic filler that builds tension just before the drop. The preset here is Aniseed, a glassy ambient pant with a clever macro setup. The shift macro lets you swap emphasis from engine 1 to 2, changing the tone from something more square wave focus and slightly more familiar. It plays in sync with 2 riser presets, both called a clearing storm to ramp up momentum, heading into the next section. And that wraps up this track breakdown. Big thanks to Victor Morello for letting us feature his composition. Hopefully you've got a great sense of how versatile and inspiring the Modal Exploration presets can be, and how powerful modal synthesis really is when used creatively. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.